Arica has had to turn to a life of crime to survive the war in Pogren, but now she's in a new shelter and all on her own. Can she survive to an end of a 30-day war? Last week we had Anton, a frail old man who struggled to get past day 20. Hopefully the young, physically able Arica will do better. So her run started off the same as Anton's, trying to gather as much as she could from around the shelter as quickly as possible. This led to making tools, finding meds, and gathering lots of materials. On the first night she headed over to the garage, trying to succeed where Anton didn't in getting a hatchet from the owner straight away. Luck must have been on Arica's side today as she managed to get it first try and was able to spend days 2 and 3 smashing up furniture, building the essentials and boarding up all of the holes in her house. She was still lacking a gun though, and so headed off to the supermarket where a group of soldiers had been loitering to try and get a gun off one of them. As she arrives, there is only one soldier, but he is being a huge creep towards a young girl scavenging there. So Arica quickly takes him out, letting the girl escape and letting Arica grab his gun. Days 4 to 6 speed by for Arica without much excitement. Anton even turned up to say hi, but we sent him away as this is a one-person challenge. While we've got a quiet moment, I should outline the rules. The war is 30 days long, Arica cannot let anybody join her, and she gets a score depending entirely on what she has built and collected at the end. She loses points if she dies early, or commits any crimes against people who don't deserve it. So now that that's explained, Arica has her first big challenge of the run as the outbreak of crime starts on day 7 while she is out at the garage. This leads to her hatchet being stolen and a new re-evaluation of her priorities. The trader, who has come a couple of times now, gets all of her saw blades and herbs as she prioritises materials to build things that she can nail down. She heads out that night to the supermarket, taking all of the valuable things that can't be nailed down with her, but everything else is stolen while she is gone. With the materials she grabbed, she makes a heater ready for the winter and then hunkers down and guards until day 10. On day 10, the respite finally comes and there is a curb on crime, even though we still get raided for all the nothing that we still had. Thankfully, we can rebuild from here, and that starts with going to the shelled cottage and collecting food. So the plan going forward is to only go out on the nights after raids as to avoid losing things. This sounds incredibly sensible, but we quickly discover the issue with this tactic. Day 11, 12 and 13 all pass without us scavenging, as we're waiting for the next raid which finally comes on the 13th night. This does give us the opportunity to clear out the shelled cottage on night 14. Halfway through the challenge now on day 15, and we have almost everything we need to upgrade our heater ready for winter. We just need a few parts, which Franco the trader is more than happy to give us in exchange for meds and diamonds. Just in time too, as after a quick trip to the town square to reunite a sniper victim with his kid and gain some more diamonds as payment, the winter begins. While winter can be pretty tough in this war of mine, we at least have the ability to shovel snow. So we start to shovel and upgrade our ovens so that we can use less water overall, putting us in very good stead for the winter. Unfortunately, the illness starts on day 18, so she has to sleep most of the day. The next 4 days go by quickly, as after a trip to the garage on night 18, we have to wait until night 22 to be raided again. The time isn't entirely wasted though, as Arica makes some big achievements in these days, including feeling better and building a snowman. Now everybody will know that somebody lives here and that they should come and raid us for all of our good materials. On the night of day 23, we take the opportunity to head out to the warehouse. This doesn't go too well, and Arica almost gets caught and shot, but we do manage to hide, sneak around them, and still get a load of good stuff out of the warehouse. Now we have a few days to try and recover, although it's still winter and fuel is starting to run low. The next few days is spent burning absolutely anything flammable that we can find, and just after we give away meds to some struggling kids, Arica gets a brand new illness. Fighting this takes up most of our final stretch until the winter finally ends on day 28, and Arica is fully recovered. Knowing that she needed to boost her score a bit more really, Arica heads out to the military outpost and pulls off the best possible looting that she can, stealing from the trade cupboard and running for freedom. This strategy is going to come up a lot in future runs, I feel, now that I know how easy this is. This puts her in a great position on day 29, and when the kids return asking for food, she's able to give them some to help their mother without too much issue. This allows her to boost her score even more by giving away items, and by scaring off a raid on the final night, she gets home and dry with 30 days under her belt. Anton, in the last week's episode, managed a measly 101 points on his run, but Arica has more than doubled that, thanks to having more food, water and meds at the end, as well as having no penalties and a boost from giving the resources away. Overall, she got a score of 245. Will that be enough to win her the trophy? Time will tell. Join me next week as we go over Boris's run and see how that went. Subscribe so you don't miss it.